I cut my face out of the group photo and glued it into the pass form. Now I only had to put a stamp on it. I tried to copy the stamp from old documents and make a fake imprint, but nothing worked. I needed a real stamp. When the commander left the office, I quietly climbed in through the window to his desk. With the tip of a fountain pen, I opened the lock of the drawer, took out the stamp, and pressed it onto the pass. Now everything was ready for the escape. During 10 years in the Army of North Korea, I saw a lot of injustice. I knew what happened to those who tried to escape but were caught. We were constantly shown videos of deserters being executed. One of my comrades also tried to escape, and he was caught and tortured for a long time, but even that did not stop me. But one day the soldiers found a wild boar that had blown up on a mine. They roasted it so they could finally eat some meat, and officers just took all the meat for themselves. That was when I finally decided to escape. The next day I left the territory of the unit and ran through the forest. At some point my intuition made me stop. I looked to the side and saw a guard tower. 2 soldiers were standing on it and looking carefully at me, but I calmly walked straight to the tower and picked up a cigarette butt that was lying nearby and began scolding them for violating the rules of guard duty. They immediately decided that I was an inspector. I climbed up the tower, took the binoculars, and began to examine the territory as if I was checking the post. In reality, I was looking for a way to escape. Through the binoculars, I noticed many cars near the division headquarters. I walked closer and saw a car with the keys still in the ignition. At that moment, drunk officers were being led out of the club. I went into the club, found one officer who was completely drunk, and pulled him outside. I put him into the car and drove to the main gate. When the guards saw the officer in the passenger seat, they did not check my documents. I drove several kilometers away from the unit and left the drunk officer in a field. Only a few minutes remained to the border, but suddenly a column of military vehicles appeared ahead. At the same moment, I ran out of gasoline and the car stalled. It looked suspicious. The column stopped and then began moving toward me. I got out and calmly walked up to the driver. I said that I had run out of gasoline and asked for a little fuel, but then an officer came over and demanded my documents. He was suspicious that a soldier was driving a car without an officer. He took out his phone to call the headquarters and check my identity.